Hey everyone, Chris here with more stories in cardboard. Today I'm going to do an update on my set build for the 1954-55 Parkhurst set. It's something that I started completely from scratch with no cards, and I'm chronicling the entire process here on YouTube. So since the last update that I did, I've gotten 8 new cards, and what I have found is just to kind of get these in the condition that I'm looking for the eye appeal that I'm happy for, it's a little bit of a challenge, especially in the price range that I'm looking for. But taking into consideration that many of these have toning on the white borders and registration isn't always the best, I'm still trying to put together a set that I can do within a reasonable budget and that I think has pretty decent eye appeal. So anyway, I do have 8 new cards, so let me get into these pretty quickly. The first one is card number 70, which is Harry Howell. This is the first KSA card that I've ever owned, and I've heard kind of mixed reviews about this, and really the only reason I bought this was because it was cheap. It was quite a bit less than you would pay for a normal PSA 7, and I don't necessarily believe that this is graded a 7, but it's a pretty nice looking card. Howell's a member of the Hockey Hall of Fame, and he was one of the better stay-at-home defensemen during his career. And in 1967, he won the Norris Trophy for the top defenseman, and at the time he said that he was glad to have won it because he believed that Bobby Orr was about to put a stranglehold on that award. Now, Orr would actually go on to win the award for 8 straight years after that. Now, at the time of his retirement, he had played in more games than any other defenseman in NHL history, and he's still number 6 on that all-time list. He also has played in more games for the New York Rangers than any other player and has his number 3 retired by them. Next card we have here is card number 85. This is Larry Wilson, and he's pictured here with the Chicago Blackhawks. I love this old school Blackhawks uniform, and just great colors with the great logo there on his chest. Now, one of the things that I do love about this set is a lot of times these photos were taken during actual games. And here you get another player in the image here, which is Eric Nestorenko. Now, Wilson had his name engraved on the Stanley Cup in his first year that he played for the Detroit Red Wings in 1950. And in his first year with the Blackhawks, he was actually their leading scorer. Just a great looking card there. I love the ice and how you see that kind of flying up in the picture there. Next card we have is card number 13. This is Paul Masnick. Here he's pictured in that classic Montreal Canadiens uniform. I just love the red, white, and blue there, and just a great pose of him skating on the ice. It looks like maybe in between action. He played on the 1953 Canadian Stanley Cup team and is actually still alive at 91 years old and is the last living member of that team. 91 years old. Well done, Mr. Masnick. Next card we have here is card number 25. This is Earl Balfour. He was a defensive-minded forward who kind of had the reputation of penalty killing. And he won the Stanley Cup also in 1961 for the Blackhawks. Just a great picture there of the blue and white Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. Next we have card number 38. This is Benny Voigt. Voigt was a defenseman in the tough and rugged 1950s NHL, and he helped secure 3 Stanley Cups for the Red Wings during the 1950s. I love here you see the old school gloves and the old wooden hockey stick here, and you see the puck down here at the bottom where he's kind of clearing the puck out. And what I love about this card, and again, this is one of the great things about this set, if you look behind him here, that is goalie Terry Sawchuk, Hall of Famer Terry Sawchuk. So I think that's really cool. So you can pick up a Terry Sawchuk card pretty cheap, as he is on the same card as Benny Voigt. Now the next three cards and the last three cards that I have are from the In Action series that are cards number 89 through 100 in the set. And it's really, I love, this was one of the reasons I decided to do this set, are these cards from this particular sub-series. This one here, it's called Lum Stops Howell, and you have Harry Lumley here in goal, and he's kind of ricocheting a shot off of Gordie Howe's shot here. And you also here have Ron Stewart, who is defending the play. Now, in addition to the two Hall of Famers that you have here, Ron Stewart is also known as he was the housemate of Terry Sawchuk when they played for the New York Rangers, and they had gotten into an argument over, I think, unpaid bills, and gotten into a physical altercation, into a fight, and Sawchuk ended up sustaining injuries during that fight, like internal bleeding or something like that, and Sawchuk actually ended up dying from those injuries. Now we have card number 93. This card is called Netminders Nightmare. And that's a pretty fair description here of what's going on here, as you see three players crashing in on Harry Lumley. Now, others pictured in this are teammates Jim Thompson and Ted Kennedy. And then the Rangers player here is Ron Murphy. Now, Ron Murphy was involved in his own nightmare the previous hockey season when he got into a stick swinging match with the Habs' Boom Boom Geoffrion. It's pretty graphic. They actually found film footage of it just, I think, back around 2011. And I'm going to link that in the description. So if you want to check that out, you can check that out. It's pretty interesting footage. Murphy ended up getting a 5-game suspension for his part in it. And Boom Boom Geoffrion was actually suspended from playing in any games against the Rangers. And now back then that was a big deal because there were only 6 teams. This was during the original 6 era, so it was definitely a big deal at that time. And then the last card, this is really kind of one of my favorite cards in the set because of the image here. It's card number 100. And I've kind of been looking for this card for a while. It's kind of a tough card to find. It's the last card in the set. Condition seems to always be off, and when you do find good ones, they can get a little pricey. But I was pretty happy with the price of this one. And the title of this one is Sawchuk Stops Boom Boom. And this is just a great picture here. You've got this great overview of the action going on here. And what I find interesting about this, and it talks about it on the back, is this is an actual image from the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm not sure which game it was, but it was from one of the Stanley Cup Finals games. And it's just got a lot of great players on here. And what you see, let me just kind of look at the back here real quick. So it says the final playoff games between Detroit Red Wings and Montreal Canadiens last year produced many spine-tingling thrills, such as this one in front of the Detroit goal. Bernie Boom Boom Geoffrion is seen trying to blast one of his dynamite shots right through Sawchuk's pads, but the Detroit goalie looks like he has smothered the shot and thus staved off another goal. Red Kelly is down on the ice behind Sawchuk out of the play, but Benny Voigt and Tony Leswick are sweeping in to help Terry handle the big Canadian star. Boom Boom's teammate, Dickie Moore, is trying to turn around over on the far side, but Marty Pavlich has him checked. So again, just a great card with a lot of great players on there. And you may remember in this particular Stanley Cup Finals, this was the finals where Tony Leswick got the series-winning Game 7 overtime goal. Anyway, that's my update. I added 8 new cards, so now that is I have 32 cards out of 100 is the progress and where I'm at with this. I appreciate everyone watching, and until next time, we will see you later.